profitability in commercial swine units depends on optimizing the lifetime output per breeding place. In recent years, considerable improvements have been made in reproductive efficiency, litter size, growth rate, feed efficiency, and especially in the area of carcass lean percentage. But there is at least one area where yet greater efficiency is possible for most, if not all, commercial swine operations. It is the area of sow lifetime productivity. Next to feed costs, the second largest cost in swine production is replacement cost. To achieve their genetical potential, today's highly productive sows require a high plane of nutrition. This includes the components that contribute to greater skeletal strength.
Improving sow lifetime performance is becoming important to pork producers due to increased production costs, including greater feed costs. These higher costs include proper isolation and acclimation for replacement gilts. This results in a sow that on average does not pay for herself until the third or fourth parity, depending on whether the operation is a fair to finish or breed to wean operation. So if the sow can remain in the herd for more parities, producing more piglets, it spreads the investment made in that sow across more piglets born alive or weaned, whichever measure a producer chooses to use. The data says reproductive failure is the biggest reason that sows leave the breeding herd, followed by lameness and feet and leg problems. I would challenge this, as I believe feet and leg issues are underestimated. Let me explain. Producers commonly record the last event that happens as the culling reason, and breeding failure often is the last thing that occurs and is recorded. However, a sow that is lame does not want to stand and eat during farrowing. This results in a sow using a great deal of her body stores to support the nursing litter, ultimately resulting in a great deal of body weight loss. This ultimately results in a sow that is less likely to cycle properly at weaning and either fails to cycle or fails to conceive. So it's easy to see how feet and leg problems could be underestimated. Secondly, we evaluated over 3,000 sows presented at harvest in an Iowa State study. Less than 10% of those sows were acyclic, while 85% of those sows had at least one or more foot lesions. While foot lesions do not necessarily result in lameness, it certainly seems to support a greater incidence of foot problems and fewer reproductive problems among breeding herd sows.
Problems associated with poor skeletal structure are influenced by many factors. One of the more important factors is nutrition. It is well known that calcium, phosphorus, and vitamin D3 play a key role in skeletal development. Sometimes vitamin D3, responsible for calcium and phosphorus homeostasis, is not fully transformed to the functional form and therefore limits bone strength and mineralization.
Vitamin D3 is not bioactive on its own, but must be metabolically transformed. In a first step, 25-hydroxycholecalciferol is produced in the liver. Then, the final compound, 1,25-dihydroxycholecalciferol, can be formed in the kidneys. The first step in the natural metabolism of vitamin D3 is often hampered in high-producing sows.
By introducing directly the available form of vitamin D3, 25-hydroxyvitamin D3 in sow's feed, we bypass this critical metabolic step, increasing the availability of the functional vitamin D3 metabolite. Finally, it impacts on improved bone strength and mineralization.
Feeding sows and gilts directly with Heidi, the feed supplement containing 25-hydroxycholecalciferol, we achieve important benefits. First, 25-hydroxycholecalciferol plasma levels are higher in sows fed Heidi compared to those receiving equivalent dosages of standard vitamin D3. Secondly, this facilitates better mineral absorption and strengthens bones, which leads to an overall improvement in skeletal structure. Thirdly, it will improve selection rate of gilts, especially on parameters related to frame development, and will also reduce lameness-related culling rate in sows. All in all, pork producers will benefit by having better sow lifetime performance. And this means improved herd profitability. Because it's all on her back.